What's up, YouTube? Welcome to this winter storm edition of Weather Talk. My name is Joe Farrell, and I'm excited to bring you guys the very first episode of Weather Talk where I get to talk about a legit winter storm. And this thing is going to be legit. This thing is strong. It is going to be powerful as far as winds go. It is just going to drop a real blanket across most of the state. And so let's get right into this thing. Low pressure is currently off to our south and west, and what that is going to do is it's going to travel northeast, and it's going to travel just south of Iowa, and it's going to bring snow, and it's going to bring heavy snow. It's going to bring rain to southeastern Iowa, and it's going to bring also eventually severe weather to southern Illinois, and that's how far north that severe weather is going to reach, which is crazy. I mean, this thing has so much moisture to work with, and it's been awesome to cover. And so, timing of this storm, precipitation is going to move into the southwestern counties of Iowa at around midnight tonight, and it's just going to kind of slowly make its way in, and it'll make its way into central Iowa at around 3:30, 4 in the morning, so pretty much in the overnight hours, and it'll be in northern Iowa and northwestern Iowa by most likely just before the morning commute, so at about 5:30, 6 a.m. is when it'll move into those places. And I want to talk about first when it moves into central Iowa. It's going to start just light, and then it's very quickly going to move to moderate, and then it's going to move to heavy. And at around 8, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, this thing is going to be dropping snow at a rate of around an inch and a half, possibly even 2 inches. You heard that right, 2 inches per hour in central Iowa. So like the Des Moines area, Ames, up to around, basically from like Interstate 80 up to Highway 20, it's going to be dropping it at that high of a clip. Now, it might not be dropping it for that long because at around 11:30 noon, dry air is going to punch this thing, and it's going to really penetrate it really, really big time. And it's going to cause snow to basically completely stop in Des Moines and in Ames and just south of the Fort Dodge area. But don't think that that's going to really like damper on the snow amounts, because it really won't. Snow is going to be falling so heavily before that, and there is going to be some more snow on the backside of this, but snow is going to be falling so heavily in that couple hours in the morning commute that, I mean, still these places are going to see, even that get punched by the dry air, these places are still going to see like 6, 7, possibly even 8 inches in that time period. And then when this thing moves out and the backside comes in, and the backside moisture and backside precipitation comes in, that's going to drop another anywhere from a half inch to another 2 inches in places. And so that's going to bring the snow totals pretty far up there, even though that dry air is going to punch this thing. So let's talk about the winds also. The winds are going to be very strong with this storm. There are blizzard warnings in effect in northern Iowa and northwestern Iowa, because winds are going to be up around 45 to close to 50 miles an hour wind gusts at times. And what that's going to do, it's going to be a little bit lighter and a little bit more fluffy up in that area, so it's really going to blow around, and that's going to make things like whiteout. It's going to be whiteout conditions. They are expected, but I mean, you can expect visibilities to be around a quarter mile for most of this thing, and it's going to be a little bit heavier in central Iowa with Ames and Des Moines and places west of that, but it's still going to blow around like crazy because winds are going to be up around 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts. So stronger winds up in northern Iowa and about the same amount of snow. So that is why blizzard warnings in northern Iowa and northwestern Iowa, and you have winter storm warnings in Ames, Boone, Des Moines, and that area. And that's just simply why, because the visibilities are going to be worse for a longer period of time up in northern Iowa. And so now I'm going to talk to you guys about snowfall amounts here, which is, what you guys are watching this for. So I drew some lines on a map for you guys, and that really wide area there that I drew, that's it's a wide swath of 9 to 11 inches of snow. And that little like half circle or half oval that I drew in within that 9 to 11 inches is places, that's the area that most likely is going to see snowfall amounts of a foot or more. So that little half oval, possibly a foot of snow in some of those places, and possibly even a little more than a foot, like 13, 14 inches. So that's just, I mean, that's ridiculous in and of itself. And then the skinnier lines on either side of this are places that are going to see snowfall amounts 5 to 7 inches, with possibly some places reaching 7.5, 8. But the reason for that is this storm is just, it's very tight. It's a very tight storm, tight window. And so there's really, really sharp cutoff, and especially the sharp cutoff in southern Iowa, because it's going to be rain south of those areas where, you know, you go just a little bit south of Des Moines and it's going to be a lot of rain. There will be some snow, and there will be some heavy snow at times, but it's just going to be mostly rain. So it's not, I don't want to say it's not an issue, because it will be an issue, but it's just the snowfall amounts are just going to be much less there. So let's talk about the hazards that are going to be with this. What I talked about earlier with the winds and the snow blowing, really low visibility. Roads are going to drift shut, and roads are going to be snow covered, and there's going to be a good amount of snow on them. And so that's going to make it almost impossible to drive at times tomorrow. So if you need to drive tomorrow, take extra caution, take extra time, do all the things that you would normally do for a winter storm, and just maybe do it even to more of an extent, because this one is so strong. And another hazard is just going to be just the sheer snow amounts. I mean, they're going to be pretty high, and obviously that's going to cause a lot of issues, especially with much of Iowa being rural. Heavy snow, wind doesn't usually mean traveling is all that fun. And also we're going to have some colder air in behind this, nothing too far, below zero. It might, just, it's not going to be anything like that, but it is going to bring in some cooler air, which, again, when you're out on the roads like that, cold air, it makes it that much more dangerous. And so the winds are actually going to stay pretty strong into most of the day Wednesday. They're going to start weakening Wednesday afternoon. But up until noon, winds are still going to be very strong, and so that's still going to blow that snow around. And I will have a video for you guys tomorrow talking about just what has happened so far, tomorrow as things go on, what's happened so far, and what you guys can be seeing ahead and into Wednesday, and, just kind of the prolonged issues that we could see from this storm. So, get ready for this one, guys. It's a big one. Hope you guys really enjoyed this forecast. If you have any questions or suggestions for me, leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Stay careful out there. Signing out.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.